Hello students, welcome to ePathshala. I am Sabah Khan and today the subjects on which we will be talking about is biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics. In biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics, we will be discussing about in vivo fate of drugs. So, let's talk about the content of in vivo fate of drugs. Firstly, we will be discussing about the general introduction, then we will discuss about biopharmaceutical challenges with drug. In biopharmaceutical challenges, we will highlight dissolution limited absorption, gut metabolism via cytochrome P3A and P-glycoprotein mediated drug efflux. Then we will talk about hepatic metabolism. After that, we will discuss the strategies for enhancing drug therapeutic efficacy. In that, we will cover lymphatic targeting, use of PGP inhibitors, inhibition of CYP3A4 activity. Then we will be discussing about the lipid based formulations, and in lipid based formulations, we will discuss about different types of lipid based formulations and how they play a significant role in improving bioavailability of lipophilic drugs. Then we will take into account the summary of the current chapter. So, oral route is the route of choice for administration of drugs, but it is very challenging as oral delivery is the most favored route for drug administration. Nevertheless, efficient oral delivery of lipophilic drugs with poor solubility is a challenging core. As per reports in literature, majority of drugs exhibit inconsistent gastrointestinal absorption, thereby resulting in unsatisfactory therapeutic efficacy, the reason for which can be attributed to their inadequate solubility in vivo. Therefore, in general, the criteria utilized to classify any drug candidate comprise of biopharmaceutical classification scheme, which is also called BCS in short, which implies that aqueous solubility and membrane permeability are the two major factors that limit drug absorption. So, what is aqueous solubility and permeability? A drug is considered to be highly soluble when the highest dose strength is soluble in 250 ml or less over a pH range of 1 to 7 point at 37 degrees Celsius, whereas if the drug solubility is less than 100 microgram per ml or the dose to solubility ratio is greater than 250 ml, then it is considered to be poorly soluble. In case of permeability, Lipinski rule of 5 is considered. So, what is Lipinski rule of 5? According to Lipinski rule of 5, it is a qualitative predictive model for oral absorption trends. Accordingly, the rule of 5 predicts that poor absorption or poor permeation is more likely when there are more than 5 hydrogen donor bonds, when there are more than 10 hydrogen bond acceptors, when the molecular weight of drug is greater than 500 Dalton and the calculated log P is greater than 5. So, besides poor solubilization of a drug in the gastrointestinal tract, there are multiple other factors which reduce the degree of absorption of poorly soluble drugs. Several lipophilic drugs are candidates for efflux transporters such as P-glycoprotein. These drugs include anti-hyperlipidemic, anti-cancer drugs, antiretroviral, which further leads to their poor in vivo prospect. Therefore, there is a substantial call for an ideal nanocarrier system which takes into account all these aspects and subsequently plugs the loophole for booming deliverance of lipophilic drug. In this regard, lipid based nanocarriers are a promising formulation approach as they have the potential of fixing these predicaments by improving and normalizing the absorption of such drugs. Next, we will discuss about the biopharmaceutical challenges with drugs. So, what are those biopharmaceutical challenges which limit the absorption and thus bioavailability of lipophilic drugs? It is certain that factors such as inadequate aqueous solubility, intestinal metabolism by CYP3A, efflux by P-glycoprotein and hepatic first pass metabolism are the major contributors of poor absorption of drugs in gastrointestinal tract. The following sections explicate how various pharmacokinetic constants hinder with the efficient lipophilic absorption of drugs. Now we will discuss about the dissolution limited absorption. Most of the drugs are highly lipophilic in nature and have poor water solubility, because of which they are unable to dissolve in gastrointestinal fluid. Owing to their inadequate aqueous solubility and challenging biopharmaceutical aspects, variety of physicochemical barriers prevent them from reaching the absorptive membrane of enterocytes. Firstly, the restricted capability of the process of biliary secretion emulsification limits their solubilization in the aqueous intestinal milieu. In this process, biliary secretions in the upper part of GIT promote solubilization of the lipophilic drugs by forming micellar structures, but insufficient biliary secretion rather limit the solubilization and the absorption of drugs. Secondly, unstayed water layer or UWL. It separates the brush border apical membrane of enterocytes from the small intestine luminal fluid, and it is another considerable diffusional barrier for drugs, as they must get across this UWL to reach the apical membrane from intestinal lumen. Moreover, the thickness of unstayed water layer in human jejunum is about 500 micrometer, and therefore with this thickness and hydrophilicity, the unstayed water layer act as major hindrance to the absorption of drugs. Thus, a formulation strategy which can stimulate the biliary secretion and enable these drugs to overcome the unstayed water layer will surely improve their absorption by many folds. Secondly, gut metabolism via cytochrome P3A and P-glycoprotein mediated drug efflux. So, studies have confirmed that metabolism by enzymes in the gut wall is also a significant contributor of poor oral bioavailability. Watkins and co-workers reported that a major cytochrome P450 enzyme, which is also called CYP3A, is rather abundant in intestinal mucosa, and drugs which are its substrate have poor oral bioavailability, which is attributed to their extensive first pass metabolism in the intestine. In addition, there is a conspicuous link between the activity of CYP3A4 and P-glycoprotein, which is indicative of their complementary roles in influencing the degree of drug absorption. So, the oral bioavailability of important drug is greatly influenced by CYP3A mediated gut metabolism and counter transport by P-glycoprotein. Present on the apical wall of jejunum, these proteins act in coordination to extrude drugs back in the intestinal lumen and prevent their transport in the systemic circulation. This drives a great deal of interest of the researchers towards use of excipients in formulation. Next, we will be discussing about the hepatic metabolism, how it limits the absorption of lipophilic drugs. After facing substantial intra-enterocyte metabolism and the P-glycoprotein mediated efflux, drugs are transferred to the liver before reaching systemic circulation. In liver, these drugs are exposed to various metabolic enzymes and are converted into inactive metabolites. This first pass hepatic metabolism is thus another significant barrier to the absorption of drugs. The most attractive approach utilized by researchers for overcoming hepatic first pass metabolism is lymphatic targeting. The transport of drugs via the lymphatic route can provide them rest from extensive metabolism in liver. The chylomicron associated drug is secreted from the enterocyte to the lymphatic circulation instead of the portal circulation, which result in circumventing the liver. Therefore, the absorption of drug via the intestinal lymphatic system can significantly enhance their oral bioavailability. The novel lipid nanocarrier system, such as solid lipid nanoparticles, nanostructured lipid carriers and lipid nanocapsules, they can offer great promise to improve the safety profile and long-term efficacy of drugs in contrast to conventional formulation approaches. In addition to this, the transport of drugs via intestinal lymph also marks a distinctive way of drug exposure to the lymphatics, which may raise the likelihood of improved toxicity profiles. Now, we will discuss the strategies for enhancing drugs efficacy. A special emphasis is laid down on lymphatic targeting of drugs as their intestinal lymphatic uptake has great potential of modifying their systemic availability, toxicity and efficacy profiles. Another significant approach for enhancing bioavailability of drugs are inhibition of P-glycoprotein efflux and CYP3A4 metabolism, which are elucidated in details in the following sections. Now we will discuss about the lymphatic targeting. The lymphatic system is a widespread drainage network which is extended throughout the body. It works by transporting fluid which has leaked into the interstitial space back to the blood. The exclusive advantage of drug delivery to the intestinal lymphatic system include avoidance of enterocyte based intestinal and hepatic first pass metabolism. Lymphatic targeting using lipids interestingly influence drug metabolism by CYP3A enzyme located in smooth endoplasmic reticulum of enterocyte. In a study, researchers established that facilitation of lymphatic transport of benzopyrene by lipid reduces its CYP mediated metabolism in enterocyte. This study in killifish showed that oral administration of benzopyrene with fatty acid meal lead to formation of larger fat droplets inside the enterocyte encapsulating benzopyrene, which did not allow the transfer of benzopyrene from smooth endoplasmic reticulum membrane to microsomal enzyme. This in turn resulted in reduced metabolic and increased lymphatic access of benzopyrene. So, further studies also demonstrated that stimulation of lymphatic uptake of halofentrin by administration of lipid may improve its bioavailability by evading both intestinal and hepatic first pass metabolism. The drugs are highly lipophilic in nature. Therefore, their incorporation into lipid-based carriers favor their transport to the systemic blood circulation via the intestinal lymphatic system rather than through direct absorption into the portal blood. The probable mechanisms of accelerating intestinal lymphatic uptake of drugs by means of lipid-based vehicles include an increase in membrane fluidity enabling transcellular absorption, inhibition of PGP or CYP450 and most prominently inducing lipoprotein or chylomicron production. It is reported that long chain lipids with carbon chain length greater than 14 carbon stimulate lymphatic transport, whereas medium chain lipids are poor stimulator of lymphatic convey. This concept was well utilized by many researchers to improve the bioavailability of drugs. So, several factors such as particle size, surface charge, hydrophobicity, molecular weight and lipid solubility play a very important role in governing lymphatic transport of drugs. An exhaustive research work in this regard indicate that particle size of 10 to 100 nanometer, negative charge, molecular weight of drug less than 1000 Dalton, hydrophobicity insufficient for effective phagocytosis, drug triglyceride solubility which is greater than 50 mg per ml and the log P value of drug which is greater than 5 essentially favor the effective lymphatic transport of lipophilic drugs. Now, the next strategy for enhancing the bioavailability and therapeutic efficacy of drugs include use of P-glycoprotein inhibitors. The low bioavailability of drugs is greatly attributed to their extrusion into intestinal lumen via P-glycoprotein. Therefore, selective inhibition of this process by the use of P-glycoprotein inhibitors in the gut is a smart and dexterous approach of increasing the bioavailability of these drugs. Use of P-glycoprotein inhibitors represent a budding strategy for improving the bioavailability of potent substrate drugs. This approach exhibits great potential to successfully alter the pharmacokinetics of the administered compound by modulating the functioning of P-glycoprotein efflux pump. It was evident that a number of clinically important drugs such as verapamil, cyclosporin, quinidine, tamoxifen and many more interact with P-glycoprotein and specifically inhibit its activity. But the use of these compounds is restricted by their high dosage which is required to inhibit P-glycoprotein which fosters serious toxicological concerns. A comprehensive study accomplished by researchers marked new perspective towards compounds that can be used as P-glycoprotein inhibitors. For example, naturally occurring flavonoids, quercetin and very recent naringenin worked efficiently at lower dose and they are better inhibitors of P-glycoprotein with potent and specific activity. A substantial investigation has shown that certain lipids and surfactants utilized in lipid-based formulations are capable of inhibiting P-glycoprotein mediated drug efflux by the gut wall. These include surfactants like Cremophor-EL and Solutol HS15 which can modulate efflux pump activity. Pluronic P85 block copolymer has been shown to inhibit P-glycoprotein. Widely used lipid excipients such as PCOL and Gelucir have also been shown to influence drug transport by P-glycoprotein. Moreover, it was demonstrated in CaCO2 cell line studies that the most commonly used pharmaceutical surfactants such as polyethylene glycol and 2-in-80 facilitate influx of substrates by altering the fluidity of cell membrane. However, the exact mechanisms by which these excipients inhibit P-glycoprotein activity is at present unidentified. Various theories suggest that alteration of the integrity of the cell membrane, blocking binding sites competitively, non-competitively or allosterically, interfering with ATP hydrolysis and creating a futile cycle of ATP hydrolysis could be the possible mechanism for inhibition of P-glycoprotein efflux. There are several in vitro, in situ and in vivo techniques to investigate the ability of compounds to inhibit P-glycoprotein. Use of intestinal or cultured monolayers efflux assay is the most common methodology. Other techniques include drug accumulation studies where the amount of substrate taken up by a cell expressing P-glycoprotein is compared in the presence and absence of P-glycoprotein inhibitors. Research findings with P-glycoprotein substrates were also encouraging for the delivery of drugs by means of lipid nanocarriers via oral route. Now, next is inhibition of CYP3A4 activity. The intestinal metabolism of drugs by CYP3A is a substantial constraint to their therapeutic activity. Thus, impediment of CYP3A activity would certainly play a significant role in improving the efficacy of drugs. Various studies showed that pharmaceutical excipients have marked effect on CYP3A activity which should be taken into consideration while formulation and administration of drugs. Researchers investigated the inhibitory effect of commonly used non-ionic surfactants like polysorbate 80, TPGS, sucrose laurate, Cremophor-EL on CYP3A4 mediated metabolism of drugs. In their study, they have measured IC50 of reduced metabolism of the model substrates by incubating these excipients with human liver microsomes at different concentrations. Researchers have concluded significant in vitro inhibition of CYP mediated metabolism by these non-ionic surfactants. Further, researchers have demonstrated the potential inhibitory effect of polyethylene glycol and pluronic on P-glycoprotein mediated efflux of digoxin and CYP3A mediated metabolism of verapamil. The results of their study indicated that polyethylene glycol and poloxamer 85 exhibit potential modulating effect on both CYP mediated gut metabolism and P-glycoprotein mediated efflux processes. Therefore, the study findings direct towards the co-administration of these pharmaceutical excipients with CYP as well as they have great potential to modify drug pharmacokinetics and thereby enhancing their bioavailability. In light of such findings, it can be concluded undoubtedly that formulations utilizing excipients which can specifically modulate P-glycoprotein activity and inhibit CYP3A4 intestinal metabolism exemplify an excellent approach to overcome the barriers accompanied with the drugs. Now we will be discussing about the lipid-based formulations. In concern with our above discussion, there is a substantial need for a carrier system that efficiently delivers an adequate dosage of drugs at target site, while at the same time avoiding toxicity and damage to healthy tissues. The most promising formulation strategy in this regard would be lipid-based carrier system. The lipid-based carrier is a potential formulation strategy as it has the potential to efficiently address all the limitations to absorbance of lipophilic drugs. These formulations will improve drug solubilization within gastrointestinal tract by presenting them as a solubilized formulation and introducing changes in GI environment that favor their solubilization. The formulation lipids stimulate the physiological processes which increase secretion of endogenous biliary components such as bile salts and phospholipids. These biliary constituents would solubilize the poorly water soluble drugs and lipid digestion products by assimilating them into series of colloidal structures. Another marked hindrance to the active uptake of lipophilic drugs from the intestinal lumen into enterocyte is diffusion across UWL, that is unstirred water layer. However, such transport across the unstirred water layer can be potentially improved by solubilization of drugs in the form of minute micellar structures. The colloidal structure formed during the lipids digestion produce several unilamellar and multilamellar vesicles which might lodge poorly water soluble drugs and thereby enable their transport across enterocytes. The absolute benefit with these lipid based formulation is that they promote lymphatic transport of drugs. The unique anatomy and physiology of the lymphatics and incorporation of drugs into lipid based carriers facilitates the direct transport of drugs through intestinal lymph into systemic circulation instead of their absorption via portal blood. Therefore, great importance has been given to the use of formulations that compromise combination of natural lipids with surfactants, co-surfactants and co-solvents. These lipid-based systems with forthcoming advancement demonstrate potential option for the delivery of drugs which have poor aqueous solubility. The lipid-based formulations can be broadly categorized into two groups, namely the liquid emulsions and the solid lipid nanoparticles. The liquid emulsions could be lipid solution, emulsions, microemulsions, self-emulsifying drug delivery system or SEDS, self-microemulsifying drug delivery system or SMADs, or they can be micellar system. In spite of the fact that these entire lipid based system obviate the dissolution step upon oral administration, they differ from each other in context of surfactant and other ingredients as well as the particle size of the dispersed phase. Now, solid lipid nanostructures. These are novel lipid based formulations which are constituted exclusively of biodegradable lipids that are solid at physiological temperature. Now, these liquid emulsions and SLN, solid lipid nanoparticles, have certain limitations with them. The dissolution limited absorption of highly lipophilic drugs consequently results in reduced permeation of such drugs across gastrointestinal epithelium membrane, which is a major issue of concern. To address this issue, lipid based carriers such as liquid emulsion and solid lipid nanoparticles present these hydrophobic drugs in a dissolved form which improve the oral absorption by evading the dissolution step. Furthermore, these lipid digestion in the formulation increases the dispersion of drug which promotes its absorption. Now, the three primary mechanisms by which lipids and lipophilic excipients affect drug absorption, bioavailability and disposition after oral administration include: first, the alteration of composition and character of the intestinal milieu; secondly, the recruitment of intestinal lymphatic drug transport; and thirdly, the interaction with enterocyte based transport process. Now, the different types of lipid based carrier system. For the purpose of simplification, the lipid based carrier system is classified into three categories. Firstly, liquid emulsion, then solid lipid nanoparticles, and then nanostructured lipid carriers. It is known that SLN, that is solid lipid nanoparticles, and liquid emulsions are colloidal system. They are constituted of solid and liquid lipids respectively. These systems exhibit several advantages for delivery of drugs, such as the use of biocompatible lipids, large scale production and protection of drugs from degradation, improved bioavailability and controlled release characteristics. But there are certain drawbacks which give a setback to this formulation system. In liquid emulsion system, very few formulations have been commercialized owing to their poor drug loading capacity, usage level of excipients, example surfactants and co-solvents, and the possibility of drug precipitation upon aqueous dilution in vivo, which can cause failure in bioavailability improvement and can neutralize the competitive benefit of this dosage form. So, due to toxic effect of the surfactants and co-solvents at high doses, the per day and per dose uptake level is very restricted in liquid emulsion. Recently, lipid nanocarriers such as solid lipid nanoparticles and nanostructured lipid carriers have gained huge notice for oral delivery of lipophilic drugs. SLN are composed of lipids which are solid at physiological temperature, whereas nanostructured lipid carriers contain a mixture of binary liquid lipids and solid lipids in appropriate and permissible proportions. Expulsion of drug during storage has been reported to be one of the major drawbacks with lipid based formulation, which happens because of the transformation of lipids to more ideal version, and this augmentation in perfection of the crystal leaves hardly any space to lodge drug molecules, this leading to drug expulsion. The similar trend crops up after preparing liquid emulsions and solid lipid nanoparticles. Moreover, shaping up of lipids into highly ordered lipid crystal confines the drug loading capacity of the prepared formulation. It is interesting to note that identical chemical nature of lipid is the root cause which results in formation of perfect lipid crystals, and this is supposed the rationale behind drug expulsion and poor drug loading potential of liquid emulsions and solid lipid nanoparticles. Therefore, a prerequisite condition for good drug accommodation is larger distance between fatty acid chains of glycerides and common imperfections in the crystal. Such space between fatty acid chains can be increased by using glycerides composed of very different fatty acids, for example, as used in nanostructured lipid carriers. They are composed of carbon chain length of different numbers and the mixture of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. Hence, for the highest incongruity in lipid matrices, the newfangled lipid particle has been designed by mixing solid lipids with chemically very different liquid lipids. Instead of taking liquid lipid alone as for liquid emulsion or a solid lipid alone as for solid lipid nanoparticles. Consequently, the presence of solid cum liquid lipid in the nanostructured lipid carrier leads to long-term colloidal stability and greater drug encapsulation and payload, unlike solid lipid nanoparticles and liquid emulsions. The future prospect of nanostructured lipid carriers for all applications described for SLN and LE is budding gradually. The areas of meticulous research in NLC are oral and topical delivery. Currently, much work is going on in this regard, and in future NLCs are likely to be commercialized at a bigger level owing to their desirable features and invincible potential. Next, we will be discussing about the role of lipid based formulations in improving in vivo fate of lipophilic drugs. Effective oral delivery of drug is extremely influenced by poor aqueous solubility and intrinsic dissolution rate. Certainly, dissolution is the rate limiting step in the absorption of hydrophobic drugs. Usually, such drugs are codified as class 2 or class 4 as per biopharmaceutical classification system, and they exhibit low oral bioavailability attributed to their poor water solubility. Besides, Low oral bioavailability of such drugs could be attributed to other factors such as drug efflux by P-glycoprotein, intraenterocyte metabolism, and chemical and enzymatic degradation. The main obstacles for efficient absorption of such lipophilic drugs and the anticipated mechanism by which NLCs or nanostructured lipid carriers surmount these hurdles are discussed in the following table, in which different oral lipid based formulation of clinically important drugs and their study findings are being notified. Now, the main mechanisms by which lipid phase formulation enhance the absorption of lipophilic drugs include: firstly, induction of biliary secretion emulsification. The biliary secretion in upper tract of GIT assists the solubilization of lipophilic drug in the aqueous intestinal milieu as they form minute mixed micelles in which the lipophilic molecule is solubilized and reach the absorptive membrane of the enterocyte. However, as we have discussed earlier also, that the capability of this process is very limited and variable. Since poor solubilization is a notable absorption barrier for lipophilic drugs, thus it would be favorable undoubtedly to enhance the biliary secretion course by means of incorporated lipid excipients of the formulation, which would fuel these emulsification dependent absorption cascade. The composition of lipid based nanocarrier system is such that solid and liquid lipids are similar to fat rich diet, which not only induce the bile secretion in small intestine but also mix with it to form mixed micelles. These micelles would enhance the luminal solubility of lipid digestion products and also facilitate their passage across the unstirred water layer, thereby providing a concentration gradient for absorption. Now, next is facilitation of transport across unstirred water layer. We have already discussed that unstirred water layer is the major hydrophilic barrier for absorption of hydrophobic drugs. Thus, micellar solubilization plays a key role in improving the solubility of hydrophobic molecules in unstirred water layer. The next mechanism is mitigation of intraenterocyte metabolism. As we have already discussed that when a drug molecule enters the enterocyte, it encounters biochemical barriers that affect its absorption. The enterocyte cytochrome P450 3A4 located in the endoplasmic reticulum are responsible for most of drug metabolism in the intestinal wall. So, various studies have shown it to be a major barrier to the absorption of lipophilic drugs. It has been reported that lipids present in lipid based formulations could protect the drug from such enzymatic degradation. The choice of suitable lipids and surfactant mixture of suitable concentration confer metabolic stability to drugs in lipid based formulations. The last but not the least mechanism is minimization of P-glycoprotein drug efflux. This also we have already discussed that drug efflux transporters such as P-glycoprotein are greatly accountable for poor oral bioavailability of clinically important drugs. Though some transporters located in the apical wall of the enterocyte facilitate absorption, others act as efflux transporters. The most comprehensively studied transporters are the P-glycoprotein efflux pumps, which trim down the magnitude of drug absorption by transporting the drug from the enterocyte back to the intestinal lumen. So, these lipid based formulations have the potential to modulate P-glycoprotein mediated efflux activity, and they have the potential to alter the pharmacokinetics of the administered drug to a great extent. To conclude, the major hurdle in efficient oral absorption of lipophilic drugs are supposed to be their poor water solubility, which make the drug unable to cross unstirred water layer of the enterocyte lining the small intestine, and the extensive hepatic and intestinal first pass metabolism. So, the drugs are also susceptible to enzymatic degradation in gut wall. In addition, drugs are potential substrate of P-glycoprotein, and therefore their efflux by these transporters markedly decrease their oral bioavailability. Now, what we have learned from this module is Lipid-based formulation enable lipophilic drugs to successfully address such obstacles and thereby improve the in vivo performance of such drugs. The composition of lipidic formulation could possibly justify the enhancement in the bioavailability of the incorporated drugs. The solid and liquid lipids present would induce the bile secretion in small intestine and mix with them to form submicron micelles. These micelles could enhance the luminal solubility of the lipid digestion product and thus offer high concentration gradient for efficient absorption across unstirred water layer. So, by this mechanistic pathway, these lipidic formulation could greatly enhance the in vivo prospect of lipophilic drugs.